Welcome everybody to Full Time Fit Family. Here we are at the Great Wolf Lodge. Check-in was a little hectic. Everyone was trying to get into the water park at the same time, so what we did was entertain ourselves while we had to wait in line a little bit. No biggie. Now, the Great Wolf Lodge in Gurnee has been open for approximately a year and a half or so now, and the building is beautiful. Everything is very clean, very new looking, very pristine. As you can see, the water park is right off the check-in and the main lobby. Once our room was ready, you can see it has a very Northwoods-esque theme. A lot of wood, a lot of earth tones, very clean, very nice, simple, basic room, but that's all you need because you're not going to be in the room very long. The beds, as you can see, are pretty comfortable. Kids jumped on those for quite a long time. Once the kids exhausted all the bed jumping, we headed down to the water park. Now this water park is quite impressive. Indoor, very nice, temperate. It's got everything you'd want from young kids, play pad, splash pad, baby pool area, all the way up to teenagers or adults that want to ride the big rides. As you can see there in the picture, we've got jungle gyms, we've got big tube slides, we've got lazy rivers, we've got everything you could want. I don't know the exact stats on the facilities, but if memory serves me correct, there's about 7 or so slides. The larger slides, there's a lazy river there. There's probably half a dozen or more smaller slides for younger kids, that aren't too high. And you can see in the frame right now, there's a large multi-level, 3 or 4 level play gym area, which is great for all ages. There's lots of stuff to do. The big dump bucket dumps water every so often on everyone, so that's pretty fun if you catch an unassuming guest. Now the first thing our kids did was jump into the water and hit the slides. As you can see there, Logan enjoying his first ride down the slide, having a great time. In addition to the slides, this playground facility, as you can see in some of the side shots here, has tons of water features. There are water fountains, there's buckets that fill up and dump, as you can see there. There's squirt guns or water hoses that kids can kind of aim and control. There's water fountains they got to run through. There's like a little ropes course type of thing they can traverse. And there's all varying levels and varying heights of slides. This one is probably the most extreme here, this purple one with 2 corkscrews that you can get going pretty fast if you lay on your back. But as Logan slides down here on his butt, you can see he has a nice speed for a young kid here. I did mention there is probably 5 or so slides that are attached to this jungle gym play area of varying heights. Some are fully enclosed tube slides, as you see Quinn and Logan going down the pink slides. Other ones are meant for younger kids, little babies and that sort of thing, and really the kids just had a blast. There's tons of stuff to do, tons of levels and things to climb on. You can see here Logan playing with one of those dump buckets, which again gets kind of amusing. If you catch an unassuming passerby underneath, you get a nice little splash on their head. And that actually happened quite a bit to some of the adults, so got a good kick out of that. So in addition to the jungle gym, there's a couple more features I was not able to film. There's a really cool wave pool that has waves every, 5 or 10 minutes or so. Very regular, and the kids had a great time in that. There's also a lazy river, and then there's larger slides, both body slides as well as tube slides, single person, double person tube slides, and there's even 2 slides that have this large circular inner tube that can fit, I believe, up to 5 family members in it. So very cool. A lot of stuff to do, a lot of options to do, different levels of slides and things. As you can see there, always a treat too. Dippin' Dots. In addition to the water park features, there were food stands, fast casual type of things. There was a taco stand there. There was more traditional American burger, pizza, chicken fingers. There was lots of snacks like ice cream and that sort of thing available in the water park as well. And again, being an indoor water park, very temperate climate, probably in the mid-80s, had a great time. You could spend all day there. After we exhausted ourselves in the water park, we decided to explore the rest of the hotel. One of the cool things about the Great Wolf Lodge here in Gurnee is something called MagiQuest. Now, to the best of my knowledge, MagiQuest is actually separate from the Great Wolf Lodge and has separate facilities, but the Great Wolf Lodge actually has a MagiQuest built into its facility and has things all over the park for kids to do. So, as you can kind of see here, Logan with his wand is able to control things around the hotel. So he's able to turn on lights, open treasure chests, make certain objects move or light up or sing a song. And this MagiQuest is really kind of a game. You can see here the entire area's got outfits for magic wizards and cloaks and hats and all sorts of stuff. And then you can take those things and go on an adventure throughout the park. Different levels of adventures too, which is really cool. There's stuff for older kids, more challenging adventures, all the way down to even a 4 or 5-year-old would have a great time with this sort of thing. Just being able to interact with things on the different levels of the hotel. You see Logan opening one of the chests. He's collecting gold. You can go on different journeys to collect rune stones all over the hotel. There's varying journeys of differing degrees. The magic wands, really cool. They come. You can buy them separately, or there's also a package which you can kind of see around my kids' necks here. Has something called the Wolf Pass, which is kind of like an all-inclusive. I'm sorry, I believe it's a Paw Pass. It's all-inclusive and kind of gets you access to a number of different things within the facilities. Speaking of other things to do within the facility, you see we got a mini golf course down there. There is a rock climbing wall and a high ropes course. So there's definitely a lot of things outside the water park to keep your family active. And this high ropes course was pretty impressive too. I believe it's 3 levels of varying degrees of difficulties. You can also see as we walk through some of the rest of the entertainment areas here. There's more leisurely activities for the kids like mining, and they can find gemstones, and what other kid place wouldn't be complete without an arcade. So the Great Wolf Lodge has a pretty cool arcade. As you can see, lots of fun lights, lots of colors, lots of noises, lots of sounds, lots of different arcade games as well. You've got the big claw game like this, picking up the balls. You've got smaller claw machines. You've got virtual reality machines. You've got some chance games that'll win you tickets that you can then trade in for candy and prizes. You've also got some other arcade games that allow you just to have fun. There's skee-ball and whack-a-mole and other games like that as well. Pop-a-shot, table hockey, air hockey, those sort of things too. So lots of stuff for pretty much everyone to do. Keep the family busy, keep the family entertained, and you can then collect those tickets and cash them in for prizes. One of our kids' favorites was the fidget spinner game, which, what kid doesn't love a fidget spinner? That was a good one. And then this other game that Quinn is playing here was actually really cool. It was an arcade game where you're looking at a screen, and the object is to kind of use that big gun to shoot things, but out of that gun actually shot real water at the screen. So it was kind of a combination of physical skill game in addition to an arcade or an automation on the screen as well. So that was a lot of fun. And all 3 of the Full-Time Fit kids love our skee-ball. This is a cool skee-ball game. Lots of lights, lots of neon, lots of colors and noises and everything. So definitely bright, definitely lots of sounds, and very fun. And you can see our kids also decked out in their wolf ears, in their wand pouches or wand belts there. Quinn actually even has a wizard cloak on. He hit up the MagiQuest gift shop area and definitely outfitted the kids and ready to take on their adventure to the best of their ability. So really cool time, a lot of fun. Tegan here on the claw game, getting very close to winning yourself a little stuffed animal pet claw. Grab the pet, pulled it over, and unfortunately, as it was making its way over to the bin, slipped out of the poor claw, and we were unlucky. So we did not get anything out of the claw machines, unfortunately. Candy. Now, what kid or what vacation would not be complete without a visit to the candy bar? This was a really cool candy bar. You can see a wall of candy there, mix and match. You got another wall of different sorts of box candies and bags candies, all your favorite assortments, your M&Ms, your gummy bears, your Skittles, your Sour Patch Kids, whatever you can imagine. The candy Too Cool was by the pound. It was a bucket, and you got to fill up, mix and match different things as well. So our kids love the gummy bears, the Swedish fish, the Sour Patch Kids, all those sorts of things. We also took time to have some treats. You see us enjoying some Ben & Jerry's. Great Wolf Lodge is pretty robust in terms of its dining options, which is really good too. There is a Ben & Jerry's. There's candy. There's some of the Waterpark snack shops I talked about. There's also a Dunkin' Donuts, and there's sit-down restaurants in the morning and at evening for more sophisticated dinner as well. So lots of dining options inside the park. Here we are, Full-Time Fit Family, about to take on the high ropes course, staying nice and active. Logan being very brave, going along. Now, this high ropes course was actually a little bit more challenging than any of the high ropes courses I had previously been a part of. A lot of the obstacles were pretty far apart and didn't really have any sort of like handrail or guardrail sort of thing to give you a chance to balance yourself. So the kids did a great job traversing, kind of on their own. You see Tegan there taking the lead of our group, going across the obstacle by herself. I believe this is probably the first level up. Then we had Quinn in the middle, who's got no fear. Logan, and then myself following up the rear. As I mentioned, this high ropes course goes up, I believe, 3 levels. We've got our cargo net there. And the cool thing is, as you can see as I pan down, is actually over the miniature golf course. So you're right in the thick of things. You're right where everyone and all the action's at. So it's really cool to look down and see all the action of the theme park going on. Now, as I mentioned, the obstacles were definitely kid-friendly and kid-capable. I want to say the minimal height you have to be to ride this, or to actually do this ride, is like 46 or maybe 48 inches, something like that. So, you've got to be probably a 6-year-old or so. Logan was tall enough to go on, even though he's only 5. And you can see here some of the obstacles were pretty difficult for him to do, and I kind of had to help him along just because the span between point A and point B on some of the obstacles was really hard for someone on that lower end of the 48-inch range to kind of reach and get to. This one we're actually on right now was probably the most difficult. As you can see here, it's a staggered rope bridge, which wobbled a pretty good amount as your weight shifted on each of the different foot pads. So that one was probably the most difficult obstacle we had traversed. But we did it. Full-Time Fit Family was successful on the rope course, and we had a great time at Great Wolf Lodge. Thank you very much. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button, subscribe for more content coming your way.